Okay, hello everyone. Okay, so I recorded this part of my video earlier in my travel specials, and when I went back to look at the video, this portion didn't record the background portion, which was showing you the information in the site and whatnot, because it was broken up. And anyways, it doesn't matter. So I just so I need to record this so you guys have some clue about what I was talking about. So okay. Hello everyone, and thank you for checking in. Welcome to Travel Start. I'm Liz, as usual, and I'm here to talk to you about our travel specials this evening. I'm going to start with talking about Cunard. I pronounce it Cunard. Um, I've heard some of the representatives of the company pronounce it Cunard, so I'm guessing that's how it's supposed to be pronounced. At any rate, so I was looking at my email, and as I looked at the email, I noticed that they have a $100 non-refundable deposit through Memorial Day and save up to 50% off of the launch fares. Um, as you can see, some things are sold out, some things are still available. Pricing is not bad, especially considering this is transatlantic. That's not bad, and like this is 21 nights, right? So Panama Canal. Um, for 21 nights, not bad, but they still have some ocean views available. So if you're into that, that's great. Also, you can go and visit the Canary Islands, which would be awesome. That's a 12 night for 1700, not too bad. So good pricing. Okay, so I had to go and get myself educated about Cunard. So Princess Cunard and Carnival, owned by the Carnival Corporation. And Cunard has been around for a long time. I want to say Cunard kind of falls under the umbrella of, that's probably better stated. They have a rich history where it comes to veterans and World War One and World War Two. Their ships would bring military um, back and forth across the Atlantic during the war. So they're proud of that heritage, and in that honor, they give military personnel a $250 onboard credit. Apparently, they just have to have your, and let's make sure I get this right, DD 214 form. And once they get that, then they will automatically post your up to $250 onboard credit, depending on the sailing and what you book, of course. So there's that. Also, it's really great that, deposits are reduced in honor of Memorial Day down to $100. So that's great. You can also save up to 50% off. So that's also great. Um, okay, so Cunard has let's say, a persona that people kind of imagine is a certain way. As in this picture, this gentleman has, gray hair, and he looks like he's of a particular age. And lots of times I find that people, when you mention the cruise line, if they even know what it is, one, the first thing they jump to is they think it's out of their price range many times because it's a luxury cruise brand. Um, but additionally, they believe that it's for people that are, getting up there in age and they live a certain lifestyle. Maybe they're naturally wealthy, or they have excess capital that they can invest in something like going on a cruise. And as I just showed you with the cruise pricing, okay, so for the Independence Day celebration, it's a 7 day cruise. It's round trip out of New York. Their balcony suite is 1,199. I'm going to try to give you a little bit of perspective on that. The cruise that group cruise that Travel Star is putting on is a 10 day cruise, and we have a ocean view category room, and that's right at $1,500. So before we add on bells and whistles, I think it's like $1,700 per person before we add everything on. So I'm simply saying the cost of the cruise and balconies, ocean views, and inside cabins. Not that there's a whole lot of them in terms of insides aboard the vessel that you would be on, but it's pretty reasonable. I'm just going to say it that way. So, of course, you can go up to see, like this is the Queen's Grill. That's $74.99 per person, double occupancy for this particular I want to say cabin, but this suite. And you get a lot for that. It's also an 18-day cruise, you guys. So, um just take that into account. Okay, so let's go back to the website. You understand that when you see a Cunard cruise or offering, that it is a luxury cruise. Again, we see a butler, we see someone that's cleaning up, that's taking care of things, we see the white glove treatment, we see roses in the room, just certain things that we take for granted. As in, Cunard usually has one staff member, crew member, to every two people aboard the cruise. And that's to make sure that you're completely pampered and taken care of on your voyage. So, there are tons of itineraries for this particular cruise line. Right now, they have a handful of ships: the Queen Mary, the Queen Elizabeth, and I'm missing another one. It's off the top of my head. But anyhow, there's another ship, and they have another ship coming in 2022. Now, these are smaller in comparison to the mega cruise liners. So, for instance, Symphony of the Seas or something, Anthem of the Seas, like that. The Getaway with Norwegian, the Panorama that's coming from Carnival, etc. These are considered mega cruise liners. These ships are actually considered, see, in my mind, they're all cruise ships, but these are considered ocean liners. So they're made to get through the Atlantic Ocean, right? They have a kind of a point at the beginning of the ship. You can tell by the profile, kind of goes down quite deep to make sure they can cut through some of the seas nicely, and that's what they're made for. So you're not going to feel a whole lot of the bouncing and the jittering. Also, most modern day cruise liners, instead of ocean liners, have stabilizers. In this case, the ship would also have stabilizers, but they're made for the voyages that they're taking. So let's talk about the experience of the cruise. Yeah, I don't want to go through what to pack. There are things that they do, like high tea and etc., etc. The experience. This is what I want to do. So, life on board. Let's start there. I have a gigabit connection. It should be faster, right? It should be faster. Okay, so you can see this looks like lamb chops to me. Many times they have guest chefs that come on that are 1-2 star Michelin chefs. Many things are actually included in your voyage fare and your base fare, and that's important. They have lounges, they have pools on deck, they have activities like entertainment. Let's see if this helps us. So they do have balls. They do have cabaret artists. They do have live music. Okay, so Cunard wants you to think that, or wants you to envision the journey of going on this cruise, like going out on a night on the town, right? So I guess it depends on your night, right? Some of us might still be in the club, popping it and popping bottles, but think of you're going out on Fifth Avenue. You get dressed to the nines, you're in your cocktail dress or your ball gown, depending on where you're going. You have a lovely dinner. The food is sumptuous. You leave your dinner feeling full and satiated, and then you're ready to go experience something you've never seen before. So you head off to go take in a show, and you go to Broadway and you watch an incredible musical and you're just elated. And after you're done with that, you head out for some live music and some after dinner drinks, right? That's kind of the experience of a Cunard ship. It is multi-generational, although they typically have more children on board like in summer months, or when children are off school, like tracking or whatever. But typically summer, mostly more kids. Okay, so I painted the picture of butlers, of being catered to, of relaxing. They do have nightclubs on board. They they also have pubs on board. So I also know the other thing about this particular cruise line company that people think about. You're like, okay, it's just going to be like a bunch of just sitting and doing, not about, just relaxing. And that's true, but I also want you to realize there's other things on board that you may want to go do. So this was just showing the kids. Of course, there's a spa if you want to relax. They have the biggest libraries at sea, so I think it was something like 6 to 8 thousand books in their libraries, but typically there's so much to do, you're not going to do that anyways. They do have an affiliation with Godiva Chocolate, so they have a place where you can go in and have chocolate infused coffee and tea and whatnot and have some chocolate and just indulge some. You also, of course, can get married at sea, and they have White Star Service, which, um, again, when you think of white gloves, you think of butler service and them warming up the beds before you get into it, and the pillow service where they have all these different shapes and sizes and things that you just cuddle up with. And so this is definitely more, I would say, glamorous, but also relaxing. So, um, the big misconception that people have is that all times, all of the day, people are dressed in suits and ball gowns, and that's not true. So, this is just some of the things that you can do during daytime on the ship. Of course, they have pools on the top decks. They have things that you can do out at poolside, so you would have on your shorts and your daytime casual attire. And then in the evenings, if there is a event that's happening that evening, and usually they do have formal nights on the ship, and that's a ship-wide thing unless you go to casual areas. So they will have, like in the pubs, you're not going to be dressed in, say, what do you call it, a tux or a dark suit, or a long ball gown to go to the pub. So if you decided to go there in lieu of, then you're not like messing with the dress code. But it's also nice to get dressed up and feel beautiful, or feel handsome, and just have that experience with a loved one. It's kind of romantic, actually. It's romantic. I don't myself get dressed up a whole lot. As a teenager, my parents are quite religious, and so we had to get dressed, of course, in our what most people would call your church clothes, but in your nice clothes, and put on suits, and smell good, and the whole thing. And I don't do that much of it as an adult, so I miss that. Okay, so you can see dance classes, games up on deck. You can see, they're obviously not wearing suits. You can do sparring lessons and whatnot. Painting, piano. They have some enrichment programs, so they will invite people actually on board the ship to talk about their experiences. It can be astronauts, it can be diplomats, it can be authors. It's varied. They also have specialty cruises. So like they do a fashion week, which happens the same week as fashion week. So they will invite designers and models and things on board. So you have fashion week on board the ship, which again sounds exciting, doesn't it? Like, I would do that. Okay, classical concerts, maybe not right up my alley, but I'd go and listen for a while, tell you the truth. They have a planetarium on board the ship, so a certain part of the theater is corded off. Corded off is a bad word. They have like color-coded seats, or an area that you sit within, and then the dome comes down and they project whatever it is that you're looking at. If you're looking at Saturn, it's Saturn. Venus, Venus. The Milky Way, the Milky Way, right? On the ceiling, and you kind of get this walk through space, which again sounds interesting. Many people right now are more interested in not just going on vacation for the sakes of just drinking and partying. Oh my God, it's so good. Like that. Many people are actually interested in going and learning something or giving back, doing something philanthropic, or, um, learning something that you actually enjoy and have an interest in. So if that's you, this may be the cruise line for you. Let's talk a little bit about the ships. Let's go back to the experience. Our ships. All entertainment is included, by the way. I don't know if I said that. So if they have like for instance, they did The Greatest Showman in 2018, I want to say. They did the premiere on the ship. Hugh Jackman was there, the cast was there, etc., etc. And so all that stuff is something like that that's super specific. You may have a charge for that. But, if they have a Broadway show, that part is included in your voyage. Okay, so the Queen Mary, Queen Victoria, Queen Elizabeth. I was Victoria. I forgot about Victoria. The Queen Mary just had a little bit of a redo, kind of got her up to date and whatnot. So these are kind of showing you pictures that you've already seen. But Kids Club, they have wine experiences, they have libraries, they have Godiva, they have lounges, they do have, places where you can go and get steak, and or you can, sit down for a full-on French meal. Lots of intercontinental cuisine. So if you're interested in broadening your palate, or you've been dying for some, I don't know, mahi mahi, but you want it teppanyaki, or Japan, from like like a sous chef, excuse me, like a sushi chef or something like that, something very specific, you can find that on board. I don't know, my brain went two directions, you guys, sorry. So you don't always have to just eat in, say, the main dining rooms or the areas that are included. They definitely do have specialty dining or other items that you can go and do if you're a foodie. You want to take care of that. But I want to say at the luxury area level, I don't really know if you're called foodies anymore. I imagine that you're now a connoisseur. Yes? Like, that sounds right, doesn't it? Okay, so the performances are included, the kids' facilities are included, there's fitness classes, they do have galas and or balls. Again, those would be formal nights. Not all are formal though. Apparently they have some like a Buccaneer night and things like that, depending on the voyage that you're on. So not every single, thing that they put on, event that they put on, is going to be all formal wear. We saw Godiva already, the library, live music. There is main dining, of course. There's other things that you can do. Spa looks amazing to me. I'll take it. Afternoon tea, wine experiences. Okay, so there we go. The ship can hold 2,691 guests. It's approximately 1,132 feet long, and there is a crew complement of 1,292. That being said, you understand, like I said, it's approximately one crew member to every two crew members. That's about right. The ship is not a tiny ship by any stretch of the imagination. The ocean liner, it's not a small ship, but it's just not a mega ship, and that's good to know. If you're thinking that you want to go on, like, say, the Celebrity Equinox or one of the big ones, brain's leaving me. I don't know why. It went left. It was like, no. But anyhow, if you're looking at getting on one of the bigger ships, and then you're thinking about a Cunard, like trying to figure out which way to go, I would say some of the Celebrity ships, they're definitely more sophisticated, but they have this element of lots of fun. The Cunard ships have the element of fun, but they have an element of higher sophistication, of night out on the town, you're going on Fifth Avenue, that type of thing. Where Celebrities, like, I'm going on a night on the town, but I might be going to like a juke joint, or you know what I mean? You may be going to go do salsa dancing all night long. You probably aren't going to get a whole heck of a lot of salsa dancing on Cunard. You're going to get something a little more refined. So that's kind of how I figure out the differences between the cruise lines. So there you go. No, I actually wanted cruise ship information instead of sailing information. They sail from so many different ports. They kind of have it set up so that the ships do, every single ship that they have does a world cruise or a world trip about once or twice a year. So you basically pick up the part of the journey of the voyage that you want to go on. So if you know that the Queen Elizabeth is going to be leaving Southampton and coming to the US in Alaska, you can go on that part of the voyage. Of course, on that one, you're going to have a lot of days at sea. So some people are like 1 day at sea and then I need to get off the boat. That one might not be the one to do, or the ship. That one might not be the one for you. But maybe you can do the Alaska and you can hit all the ports and Juneau and et cetera, et cetera. They do actually have a partnership with Rocky Mountaineer, so for rail, so you can do like get on the train, go around and check everything out and see nature and do the whole thing and then come back and then go down to the next port. You know what I mean? So that's actually a pretty cool way to do it, though. Some days on the ship and a day or two off, so you can go and do rail and do the whole thing. So if that's what you're into, that's great. Okay. So I didn't actually mean to click on this page, but you kind of get the point. You see how there's 24 nights and 17 nights and 40 nights and 19. There's a 7 night, and this is Singapore. So they do hit a lot of the ports around the world. They also have, of course, we're on a specific ship here, but you could also do Mediterranean and parts of Europe, etc., etc. So you're not hogtied to one specific, like, okay, I can only go to this part of the world with this cruise line. Um, yeah, I don't want to go through all the voyages. That's going to be too much. Okay. Okay. The three ships. You see the Queen Mary, Queen Victoria. What I really want to do is show you guys rooms. It's been one of those days. I do not know. I don't know why, but like in my mind today, it's just been kind of like, okay, I'm a little all over the place. I don't want to talk about voyages, dining, accommodations. Here we go. This is what I was after. I just didn't click on the right thing. Just like every other video that I explained to you guys, most of these rooms are going to be set up fairly the same. You have two beds that they push together to make a king size bed, or you can leave those separately. Actually, Cunard actually does have they you can go on Cunard as a solo traveler. You still pay the per person double occupancy though. So you can see this particular room has a pull-out sofa also along with the bed. And this is the same view that you're going to see for the room that's, the inside cabin. The room is just slightly bigger on the ocean view. Yeah. So two beds, you've got your little desk, you've got your chair, you've got your vanity area, you've got your restroom facilities and your doors. You're going to have rooms that go anywhere from 100-ish square feet all the way up to, I believe their biggest is 2,200 square feet. That would be considered a suite. As they get bigger, they go up, they get bigger, they get better linens, they get better artwork, they get a little more space, and that's pretty much what you're going to see. Yep. You see it's kind of pretty much the same but slightly bigger. Okay, these last two categories are considered a suite. 381 square feet. You don't see a whole heck of a lot on this one. There's nowhere else for me to click and give you something else, but I at least wanted you to take a look. So these are more options. Okay, for the Queen's Grill, they do have restaurants or areas that are for Queen's Grill or Princess Grill suite travelers that are aboard the ship. And they also have the same thing for the Queen's Grill. The Queen has obviously got a little bit more going on, like in terms of amenities and things that you get, as opposed to the Princess. Okay. 506 square feet. You can see the sofa. You can see they have a chaise lounge. You can see, looks like 2 floor to ceiling windows there. Better linens, even including the carpet. Like the carpet got upgraded. These are all going to say the same thing, right? Pretty much. The toiletries, you have a shower, you have a bed, it's king size, you have concierge, you have iPads, you have a coffee machine, you have a mini bar, desk, personalized stationery. You can order from the Queen's Grill restaurant menu. You can dine in your suite, while the butler and concierge service ensures you feel at home, so you have people to take care of you. The grills, lounges, and the terrace. And priority embarkation, disembarkation, and tender services. Okay, and they're going to say the same. They'll just have a few extra little things that, not little things, but few extra things that you can get. You can see just how big of a space we're talking about here. Yeah, they actually gave us a floor plan on that one. They were like, no, I don't think you understand what you're getting here. Nicely appointed. 2 floors. Yeah, spiral staircase. Lots of things. Dressing rooms. Stationaries. Interactive TV. Expansive private deck. Inclusive butler and concierge service. Okay, so you guys got it, right? Disembarkation, etc. Same thing that you saw with the other rooms. You can see this one is set up slightly different. But you've got a lot to go with. This one goes up to right at 1,600 square feet. And then you have, of course, the Grand Duplex, which is our last category. It looks a lot like the other one, slightly bigger, of course, and basically you get all the bells and whistles with this one. That's pretty much it. So, let me go back to pricing on this one. So save up to 50% off the launch fares. Only a $100 non-refundable deposit is required per person to book the cruise. Endless relaxation aboard their vessels, sail beyond their expectations. It's about making you feel special. It's about making you like taking a legendary trip, like the Thing of Dreams. I feel like if you are a history buff and you're really into World War II, or you have a family or loved one that is in the military or was in the military or lost their life, you will really be simpatico with this cruise lines. Of course, now there are people in this world, and I'm aware of that have lost loved ones, and they thought that the wars were senseless and cruel, and you may not want anything to do with anything that has to do with war, and I don't blame you for that. This one's just not the cruise line for you. That's all. We talked about pricing at the beginning, but I just want to give you a quick glimpse at them again, just so you can take a look. Panama Canal, transatlantic crossings, Independence Day from New York. You can see what's sold out and what's still available. You can see how many nights each voyage is, and of course these can be segmented out. So Quebec, Halifax, and New York, 7 nights. You see pricing actually really similar to a lot of the voyages right here in the US. So that excuse that you can't really afford it maybe doesn't work so much, at least on that particular sailing. The Canary Islands, which I would be elated to go to, that would be absolutely amazing. 12 nights, really good pricing. Of course, if you're in the US or you're not that close to where it is that they leave from, which is London on this one, maybe not the best, but still amazing. Eastern Caribbean, you can see all the pricing. Don't forget about that military on-board discount if you have a person that is, in service or has been in service. My father was in the military. That's it. That's all I want to say. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned, because the next part of the video is still coming up. This just had to be re-recorded because the video was not exactly, it just didn't show any of the video stuff at all. Audio, yes, it only showed the Facebook page in the background the whole time. So, let me show you. Okay, so here's the video. This part of it really, nah, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, didn't quite do what I wanted to do. So, anyways, stay tuned, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye, guys. Okay, so the next offer I want to talk to you about is on GoGo. Now Emerald Cancun Vacation Package. Let me show you some pictures here. We're going to talk about this one in a minute, but okay, here we go. There we go. It's actually clear now. Lovely, right on the beach. You can see pink sand here down at the bottom. You can see they've got a fairly large pool. Most of the rooms are going to have some form of ocean view because they're all pointed out. Well, most are pointed out. Um, you can see the footprint of the hotel, your view if you're in that very tall building. See, obviously, if you're right here, you might not have a great ocean view. But these rooms in the back here are going to point at the ocean, and even the ones here that go up. Uh, Lots of lounge chairs that face the beach, and even some little straw umbrellas there to help block a little bit of the sun. Fine dining. Lovely. The water, that turquoise water, like the color of my beads here. Oh, yes. Okay. Nice, lovely little bridge here. There's a swim up bar at the pool, so that's good to know. Okay, we're talking about sandals now. That's a different one. Let's go back to our offer. So 4 nights from 475. This is in Cancun, Mexico. It is an all-inclusive, and the price does include hotel transfers. So that is the transfer from the hotel to the airport to the hotel, and the hotel back to the airport. They're up to 50% off and up to $400 in resort coupons on top of that. Uh, Situated in the heart of Cancun's hotel zone between the Caribbean Sea and the Nipchute Lagoon. Now, Emerald Cancun will offer a unique, unlimited luxury experience that the whole family will love. That's important to know. It's a family resort. This gym is set on a beautiful white sand beach with crystal blue water and will feature 427 rooms and suites with garden lagoons and ocean views. Now, Emerald combines the beauty of lush nature with modern world class facilities and conveniently located only 8 miles away from the Cancun airport, so you won't be in traffic forever trying to get there. Enjoy unlimited gourmet food and beverages at 8 restaurants and 7 bar options, including a non alcoholic bar for teens, kid, and it's kid friendly. Uh, Menus: buffet, international a la carte restaurants, grilled snacks, and cafe, plus 24-hour room service and a fully stocked in-room minibar, and also included with the unlimited luxury. Emerald Cancun, you'll also find something to keep everyone entertained, from endless daytime land and water activities, a relaxing spa by Pavonia, and 3 beautiful pools, to kids and teens clubs and adults only designated areas. Also important to know, the options are endless for those looking for an even more relaxing elevated experience. Upgrade to the preferred club or enhanced rooms and amenities for exclusive access to lounges, private facilities, and more. So, check back for more information on the new Now Emerald Cancun that's opening in June of this year. Good to know. Basically, just a list of amenities in the room: air conditioning, balconies, etc. By the way, air conditioning sometimes on booking, not as standard when you travel outside of the US as you might think. Like, some places, they just open the windows and they put a netting over the bed to keep the bugs out, and because of the temperate climate, they don't feel like they need air conditioning or whatever in the room. But you may be that person like my sister that feels like it's ridiculously hot if it's above 60 degrees. You might want some air conditioning. Um, just saying. Shopping, mini bars, satellite cable TV, coffee makers, business center. It talks about your It has restaurants and services and lounge bars, etc. It does have facilities for disabled persons. That's good to know. There's only a certain amount of rooms for disabled persons in the hotel at any given time. So if that's important, usually it's important to book a little further in advance. But we can definitely check to see if they have wheelchair or disabled access facilities available. Leisure and recreation, swim at bar, pools. We talked about that. Tennis court, spa, jacuzzi, and fitness center. Okay, family facilities. You got that. And it talks about what's near restaurant, beaches, and shopping. All the things that a person needs when they are on vacation. That's all I need. Beach, restaurant, shopping. Perfect. Okay. So, this particular offer, you have to book by the 31st of May, of course, to get it. It's valid for travel from June 1st to 8/1 of 2019. Also, really good to know. You're going to want to know that. So, that is the Now Emerald Cancun Vacation package. Let's talk now about Sunscape Montego Bay. So, the thing is, I talk a lot about cruises because I rather enjoy cruising. I love it. My family has fallen in love with it, and the cruise that we're taking next year is not an inexpensive cruise, but it's not the most expensive cruise you're going to have out there either. Let's get some pictures about this Montego Bay vacation. It is in the Jamaica. It is in Jamaica and in the Caribbean. I was trying to say it's in the Caribbean and Jamaica, and it came out. It's in the Jamaica. Okay, let's see what we got here. Much darker emerald waters as opposed to turquoise the further out you go. A lot of this is sapphire blue, though. Gorgeous. You see water slides, so you know, again, it's going to be kid friendly. You have the little walking pass over from one side of the pool to the next. It's very, the setup for this to me screams like children, and your family can come and have fun, but you could also be coming like just to have a party, to do something fun. You're going to have a lot of fun here. At least this part of the pool to me says relaxing, but I don't know why I smell Hawaiian tropics, like sunblock or whatever everywhere, and like wet hair pulled up and sunglasses and bikinis, and yes, everything's fabulous. So anyways, to me that's the feel of this resort. This one says a little more relaxation, but I have the feeling that, of course, this is by a bar over here, but depending on where you are, you'll probably have more children in certain areas of the pool, and in other areas more adults. So beautiful. You also saw again right on the beach here. You're on the beach, but you jump in a pool. Human beings are funny, aren't we? It's lovely though. Lovely. You can eat outside on the terrace and just have yourself a good old time. Two people were in that water slide, so you know. Yeah, see, doesn't, to me, this just says fun. It says I'm going to go somewhere, it's going to be fun. We're going to play in the water in the pools. I'm not even the biggest fan of blue, but this is lovely. Okay, so you guys get the point. It's lovely, and it's I would say, maybe lovely is the wrong word. It looks like fun. That looks like I'm going to go and do something really really and enjoyable. But still well appointed. Don't get me wrong. It's well appointed for what you want to do. Everything about it screams, I'm going to have a good time here. That, to me, is a vacation. Like, give me water, give me a drink in my hand. It doesn't even have to be alcoholic. Give me sun and a bathing suit. I am happy. I want to do cannonballs in the pool or go down the water slides, or, and then just relax and take in the sun and whatnot. So, and food. Give me fresh fruit by the water. That also is one of my things. I actually really like this orange. It's nice. Okay, so you can get married there too. That's what the last picture was. Okay, so you guys got it. Let's talk about what the offer is. 4 nights accommodation. Again, it's an all inclusive. It does come with hotel transfers. The bonuses are unlimited fun. We can talk about that if you guys choose to book with me. Save up to 38%. That's also good. $200 in resort coupons and up to $500 in resort coupons in select room categories. So it depends on what you book, right? Um, let's talk about the hotel. It is coming up at a 3.5 star, located on a secluded peninsula in Montego Bay with over 1,800 feet of powdery beach overlooking the Caribbean Sea. Sunscape Splash Resort and Spa will offer guests a full, fun filled. I swear I can't read today. What's wrong with me? Maybe I need that drink earlier than I thought, y'all. Sorry. Okay, let's try this again. Liz can talk. Okay. Sunscape Splash Resort and Spa will offer guests a fun-filled getaway with all of the privileges of unlimited fun, where everything is included with traditional Jamaican hospitality. Whether it's gliding down water slides, riding a pirate ship, arg, or just relaxing on a lazy river at Pirates Paradise Water Park, there's fun for everyone. All guests will enjoy 24-hour access to food and beverage options with a buffet and a la carte restaurants serving a variety of cuisines and kid-friendly menus, 24-hour front desk service, along with endless domestic and international beverages from fun bars and lounges and more, all without wristbands or reservations required. The Explorers Club provides kids ages 3 to 12 daily programs and supervised fun with Red Cross certified supervisors, while the Core Zone Teens Club offers special activities and events for teens ages 13 to 17. Plus, Sunscape Splash Family check-in experience with red carpet stars, a welcome treat, and resort passport for kids will have everyone enjoying their stay in Jamaica. Okay, so look, if you are young family, if you are, your kids are like on that teenage border where like, I hate you, mom, I love you, I hate you, thank you, mom, I love you, I hate you, dad, you're in that phase of life. Or you've graduated beyond that and your kids are grown now, you want to go and have some fun, but you still want to bring the kids, the kids along with you, even though you're over the age of 18. No matter where you are in that pendulum, in that bar, you're going to have fun. The kids are going to have fun. And you're not going to be stressed about, well, the kids are bored all the time. Like, they came and after they did the pool for like a day or two, they were done. That's all there was to it. So, to me, now my kids are in the grown stages now, 20 and 18. So they don't have to make up their own fun. It's not up to me to show them how to have fun. But I remember what it was like when they were younger. And sometimes you want them preoccupied so you can just decompress a little, So that doesn't mean that you couldn't go if you don't have kids, but it's important to know that they have adults only areas and they have children only areas, and it's important to know kind of how this is going to work. Some people don't want to go to resorts that have, children. Some people only want to go if it's adults only. Other people, like myself, I don't really care if kids are going to be there. No matter what age I am, I love kids, so that's all. This entire thing is talking again about amenities, air conditioning, that's a big one. I always look for that. Coin laundry, parking nearby, spa bathtub, washer and dryer, safe deposit box, refrigerators, internet, satellite. Okay, so basically, they checked off all the boxes. Plus, they have a beauty/hair salon. So if you're feeling adventurous and you don't mind someone you don't know doing your hair on vacation, there you go. Usually colored people, at least in my family, we braid it up before we go on vacation because we don't want to have to worry about it. So, but if you're not braiding, then there you go. Dining, of course, they have kitchen facilities, they have lounges and bars, they have restaurants and nightclubs, etc. They do have some disabled facilities. Just the way this, I don't like the idea of disabled facilities. They have areas that if you are a person that is in a wheelchair or Needs to come with larger equipment, walkers, and whatnot that are quite accessible for you to use. I prefer the way that sounds better. Okay. Let's see. Luxury and leisure, swimming pools, day spa, sauna, motorized water sports. That totally sounds like fun. And non-motorized water sports. Fitness center, swim up bar, scuba diving, tennis courts, and golf. So everyone can find something enjoyable to do. Family facilities, we talked about kids club. They do have babysitting. They have cribs and whatnot. There's a playground and they do have high chairs. What's nearby? Airport, city center, restaurant, beach, and shopping. So again, they checked off all the boxes. Checkout time, they're right near the water there, which is also good, and that's fabulous. 4 nights from 6:35. Booked by June 26, 2019. It's valid for travel from March 1st, 2019 to August 17, 2019. I looked at it, I was like, wait, booked by 6/26. So why is it talking about travel from March 1st? I'm sorry, my brain went backwards on me for a second. It sounds like this particular offering, they began offering it back March 1st. So there you go. So we have really some really great vendors for you to choose from and decide where you want to go and what you want to do, and maybe what you don't want to do. Hard Rock has been selling really well too. This is Punta Cana. Nothing wrong with Punta Cana. Just be prepared for the prices of airfare. Sometimes the sticker shock, like you can afford the vacation, but then they add the airfare on and you go, whoa. Takes your breath away a little bit, but Hard Rock has actually been doing pretty well. Okay, so those are the ones that I want to talk to you about tonight. As always, let me get rid of this and get rid of this. And yeah, I chose not to do this one tonight, so that's fine. Let me take you through the group cruise because I want to try to get, as many people as possible in the group. Itineraries. We've actually had some good news happening on this group cruise. Actually, this is what I think I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and log off for our. Oh, let me just run through this really quickly. I'll do an update video in a minute for this. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Also, go to the Travel Start group and send a request to be put into the group. We have specials and videos and things over there that we do not have in the main group. So just a little something extra for those of you like me who adore a great sale, who like to have a little something extra. 39 minutes, you guys. I'm on it. I'm counting. Actually, I feel like doing 3 vendors in 39 minutes is pretty good. And let's just... Yep, that's perfect. I just needed to make sure. Let's make sure we have this. Okay, so as you guys know, Travel Start has a group cruise offer that is going through Norwegian Cruise Lines. It's aboard the Norwegian Epic. It is a very large ship. This is the offer. Just let me give you guys some more details. I never know if you are coming in having already seen multiple videos, or maybe you're new to the channel or the site as it may be, and this is your first time hearing about it. So I know that there is some things that are a little bit repetitive, but we're in business so that we can help people go on vacations, make memories, but also so that we can entice a new person to come in and share what we're offering. So there you go. Okie dokie. So it's a 10-day Southern Caribbean cruise from San Juan. I want to talk about airfare in a minute. These are the ports that we'll be visiting. So we have Aruba, Curacao, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Kitts, St. Martin, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. We almost got the ABC Islands. We're just missing Bonaire in this particular lineup. But anyhow, there's only 2 days at sea, so you can definitely decide to either stay on the ship or pass or go and see all of them. You can do whatever it is that you decide to do. Um, March 22nd to April 1st is when the cruise embarks and disembarks. We will be coming in a day or two early and we'll be leaving a day late. This is an idea of pricing. The solo guest only, when I checked pricing, was something like $14.99 for one person, something like that. Um, I'm not going to take you through ports because I just showed you what that was. Um, Come on, boo boo. There we go. Lovely picture of the Epic here. You can definitely go through floor plans if you'd like. Okay, our ship is 155,000 gross tons. She carries 4,100 is her capacity. 1,081 feet long. Crew is 1,724. Her inaugural date was 2010, so that's when she first came on the water, and she was refurbished in 2015. Very large ship, holds lots of people, has lots to do, and that's great. Studios, all rooms have 2 beds, a bathroom, in terms of, facilities for a restroom and or shower and sink. Okay, they also have a vanity. They have place to hang up your clothing and whatnot. And really, the things that are kind of maybes are, if you're in a studio, you don't have a window to the outside. If you're in an outside or studio or inside cabin, really, if you're in an outside cabin, so you have an ocean view, you may not have a balcony. If you're in a balcony view room, you can be wherever the balconies are throughout the ship. Some balconies will be a little bit bigger, some balconies will be a little bit smaller. It just all depends. There's also a category of room called spa balcony or spa mini suite. You can, of course, do a spa mini suite. From balcony and up, the rooms all have balconies. So you can step outside of your room, open up the door and get some fresh air into the room. Okay. Studio travelers are only for one person. You cannot book 2 people into one of these rooms. Again, they're not the biggest of rooms, but they'll get you done. 100 square feet. Studio cabins and havens, which is like the ultimate suite, have areas on the ship that are designated only for solo travelers and or haven. Havens actually have their own restaurant and lounge, etc., etc. Okay, so the room, how it's set up, in most of the rooms, you can either split the beds this way. Let's say you're traveling with your bestie and you don't need to be in a bed together with your bestie. You can split the beds up. Or you're traveling with someone that you don't need to sleep in the same bed with. Balconies typically have a pull-out sofa in the room, so many times they can accommodate 3 to 4. So in this case, it can accommodate 4. In the case of this room here, which I hope you can see because of my picture, this one only accommodates 3. From 188 square feet up to, looks like 248, 257 is the biggest room size for the balcony. Spa, basically a spa category room where it does have different linen. It's on the floor where the spa is. Typically, they tend to be a little more relaxing in terms of how the rooms are set up and whatnot. You can, of course, have a balcony suite. You can have an outside cabin, or you can have a balcony or balcony mini suite. Okay, there is a haven suite called a haven spa suite. So on that particular floor, haven. Most of these rooms accommodate 2 to 3. Most people that are going on a spa trip, unless it's like 3 girls, you only want 2 anyways. If I'm going with my husband, I don't want to put a third person in my room. I definitely don't want people watching us do what married people do. But if that's your thing, then, go on. Yeah, so pretty much that's exactly what it's saying. The floor plans are going to be the same no matter, oh, wait a minute, wait. I clicked on the wrong one, you guys, sorry about that. You can see even in the havens, the rooms are, the beds are a little more round. So, but anyways, the floor plan is the same. You have toilet, you have a shower, you have a bed, you have a sofa, and you have a balcony. You have your wardrobe, and you have your vanity area there. There you go. That's pretty much always going to remain the same throughout anything that you do. Mini suites, again, depending on the spa, again, has a different linen. The mini suite has different linen from the spa. And then there is a category of room called an X category. And what that means is that you can have an X if you are an inside cabin, if you are an ocean view, if you're a balcony, if you're a mini suite, etc. It basically means that when you go on the sailing, when you arrive, the cruise ship basically chooses your room for you based on what inventory was not sold. And some people like the idea of this room because typically the rooms cost a little less money. However, there's two drawbacks. First drawback is that if you book this particular room, and let's say you are more susceptible to seasickness, which most people don't have on a ship because of the stabilizers on the big ship, but maybe you're one of those people that it still bothers you, some of the movement on the ship. So you probably don't want to be all the way to the front or the back because you're going to feel the motion a lot more. You know, you're going to feel this. Well, if you choose an X category and what they have left is at the back of the ship or the front of the ship, that's where you are. Most people don't like that. The other thing is you miss out on some of the perks of the cruise, and we'll talk about those along with the airfare later. Okay, so most of these rooms, again, this is the 3 to 4 in the mini suite category in terms of how many people the room accommodates. 241 square feet, pretty much across the board. There you go. Havens is not something I spend a lot of time on. They are definitely for a specific type of traveler or certain tiny range of travelers. As in, most people would say it's exclusive because of the cost. Okay, Haven Suites, 852 square feet is the top for this particular ship. It looks like the bottom of the range is 319 square feet. Typically, they all have beds, they all have restrooms. When you get higher up, like penthouse level, family villa, you're in an area that has a living room, dining table, etc. And many times there'll be separate bedrooms. So it just depends on the category that's booked. As I said earlier, they do have their own area for havens. The artwork is upgraded. Even the draperies and things in the rooms are also upgraded. They have balconies and sofas and seating areas and areas where you can eat. Many times they have some type of a concierge or butler in those rooms. Again, floor to ceiling windows, waking up to the ocean every day is nothing wrong with that. Nothing. This pool area is for Haven guests only. The dining area, this particular restaurant is for Haven guests only. You cannot go in there if you're not a Haven. Haven Lounge, also only for Havens. And you can see the setup. So we have the master bed, and then we have the smaller bed, which most times would be for children. But if you're traveling with people that are not children, there you go. And then there's a bathtub in this room. There's a mini bar, etc. Table, chairs. There you go. Sofas. Okay. So you get the idea that this is exclusive and it has a foyer, and these rooms definitely come at a cost. As in Havens start at $4,099 per person. If you have that and you're ready to do a Haven, I'm ready to book you. It's good, but I just want you to know that, many times people see the room, they want that particular room, and later they're a little frustrated because of the cost. So this $499, that's per person, double occupancy, as well as all the other prices here. The only room that does not have a per person double occupancy is the solo cabin, which you only pay for one person because the room only holds one. This is a large ship. I'm not going to go through like a bunch of deck plan stuff with you, but for some reason I can't remember how many how many decks are on the ship. 18 is my guess. Oh, 19. I was off by one. Damn. So close. So close. Okay. So there you go. 19 decks. Lots of restaurants and food and just good eating, but I'm not going to go through that right now because it would take too long. I just want you to have high level overview. Okay. Of course you can do your shore excursions, and to me, this Boss Underwater Adventure has my name all over it. Once you decide to book with us, I will put you in a group for the group cruise for this, and then we have some links to other shore excursion companies. Jesus, I'm telling you, tonight my brain is, I'm here, but my brain is, I don't know where she is. She's thinking about my husband. I don't know. You guys ever have that happen to you? 23 years I've been married, and he touches me, and I still light up every single time. Every single time. And not that I want it to stop, and not that I'm angry about it at all, because I'm not, but some days I still find myself daydreaming about the man that I sleep in bed with every single night. And so, anyways, I'm blessed, and so is he. Moving on. Sorry, we're at 51 minutes, you guys. The cruises always just take more time. I'm sorry. Dining, entertainment, spa. This I want to show you this so that you guys can see. Actually, as time has been going on about shore excursions, they're actually posting more and more. We were so far out that there just weren't very many. So experience the ultimate in relaxation and heat therapy at the thermal suites where you can refresh and recharge. This is typically they call it the Thalasso pool on every other ship, pretty much in Norwegian, and usually it's kind of like a float spa. It's got a higher salt or sodium content. It helps pull out the aches and pains out of your body and whatnot, and so usually a pass to pay for this particular feature is something like $99 a day or something close to that. So in a 10-day cruise, we're talking $1,000 if you went all 10 days. Most people choose to go on the spa level because it's included, and usually it bumps your fare up something like 100 or 200 per person depending on what you're booking. So this floor, so that you know, the spa floor is almost completely sold out. I'm working on it though. I'm always keeping my eyes open. Okay, so let's talk about, I talked about what it costs for the cruise a little bit. Let's talk about the value. Right now they are running something called Take All Free Offers. And basically what that means is you get a free unlimited open bar. You get free shore excursion credits of $50 per port. And then you get free specialty dining for 4 days. It's 4 days specialty dining, you guys. And free Wi-Fi, and that's 250 minutes of Wi-Fi. So per the first 2 people in the cabin. So there you go. Now, the caveats that you don't see that Norwegian is not listing here, but of course, if you go to the terms and conditions, it's quite well explained. This is the best way I can explain it, but it's going to take a minute. So just bear with me on this one, okay? The unlimited bar is on board about $100 a day per person. If you have 2 people in the room over the age of 21, then both people have to buy the unlimited bar package because they know you're going to share alcohol with the other person if you don't. So they make you buy 2. So now you're talking 2 people, that's $2,000 because it's $1,000 per on a 10-day cruise. And you still have taxes and gratuities that are added on to the packages, or gratuities, I should say. The gratuities is the only part Norwegian asks for you to pay, so that the people that are bringing you your drinks on board the cruise, get their gratuities because they serve you and they work hard. That gratuity is $198 per person. I want to say $198 per person. So you pay for that. Of course, if you have a third and that third person in the cabin is over 21, they also would have to pay for the drink package, just so you know. Secondly, the specialty dining. Specialty dining is usually 5-star meals and above. Many times there are multiple courses, lots of things happening, lots of food coming and going. And rather than you paying the cost of specialty dining for four different times on the cruise, all they ask is that you pay the gratuity amount that takes care of the server that's been bringing your food and taking care of you. Yeah. So it's $36 or $38 for the gratuity for that. Actually, let me give you exacts. Sorry about that. See, I wore a sweater tonight so that I wasn't flashing y'all, because I'm not modest, but I don't ever want to make anyone uncomfortable. Okay, so beverage charge was $18.80. The total was $37.60. That's for 2 people. Okay, $37.60 total. The beverage surcharge was $198 per person. So for 2 people, it's $398. Just so that you guys are aware. Okay. And And then there's no gratuity or anything else on the Wi-Fi or the short excursions, which is a $50 credit per person in the room per port. Okay, so if you want to go out and do something, you have a credit of $50 to get you started per person for that. Okay, so right now, if you book a balcony or above, you get all of these things for free. They're all included. Usually only Haven Suites get all the perks for the entire cruise. So right now is a great time to book. Also, right now they still have $50 deposits, which is like fantastic. I love that they do that. It's a nice way to get people booked and get them, acclimated and comfortable with me, because let's face it, you guys don't actually know me, but if you're going to call me and tell me about trip preferences and et cetera, at some point I have to say, okay, and what's the credit card number? And, you might do it for 50 with the person you don't actually know, but sometimes it can be a little challenging to be really trusting of someone, let's say, Cunard's usual deposit that's something like $3,500 or whatever it is, depending on the price of your voyage. So just so you know. So good. So now you got take all four. Also, you also get free extra guests. So friends and family stay in the cabin for free. All they pay is their taxes and port charges. And of course, their airfare. Don't forget. Okay. They have to pay for airfare unless they live in San Juan. Government taxes are $131.75 per person. For two people, that's $263.50. That is what it's coming out to. So if you decide to take a third or fourth, then they would be responsible for the $131.75, or you can do it the way my mother does it, which is actually the fair way to do it many times. And you basically you split your fare three ways. But according to Norwegian, they don't really care how y'all split it up, as long as at the end the total is paid off. So there you go. So that brings me to airfare. Some cruises, and it's not this particular cruise, but some cruises have airfare included in the cost of the cruise. And it would have been great if this one did, but it does not. And so that leads me to airfare, the cost of airfare. Many of the places that I've looked for airfare have been approximately $800 per person. A few of them have even been right around the $1,000 mark. And the great thing about Norwegian is that they have airfare for $699 per person out of San Francisco and LAX. Now, I can't speak to every portal out of the US. Some places, of course, would be a different cost or price for that. But the fact that the airfare is so much less than other places is like one for Norwegian, well, not just one, because really all they're giving you your alcohol. You just have to pay a gratuity, and they're giving you specialty dining. You're just paying gratuity for the person that brings your food. So I wanted to talk about airfare. So there you guys go. At least you guys have some idea of pricing. As with everything, of course, all fees are subject to change, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. So basically what I'm saying is nothing is wrote in stone until you actually book. The all-in is at this point scheduled to last till the end of May. So balconies and above would still be able to get all the offers through the end of May or May 31st. It's like a Memorial Day sale, right? So that's good. $50 deposits, as far as I'm aware, those still last until the end of May. So also a very good thing. The thing that you guys really need to know right now that I feel like is super important is that they only have a couple of spa balcony rooms left. There are a few more mini suites, at least the last time I checked, but there was only 8. It was 8. I counted them, 8. And so if you guys are thinking about doing a spa or spa balcony, you should book now, better than later. And so just like with everything else, of course, at Travel Start, I'm trying to earn your friendship and your respect and your business. I want you to know that it is important to me that you and your family, your friends, or the friends that have become family, make those memories, that you're able to really look back and say, God, remember when we did that? Do you remember? oh, that was so much fun, or you're not gonna believe what happened. Remember, he got up, he spilled it all over himself. You know, you make those memories. There are many things in life that you can get more of. Time is not one of them. And unfortunately, sometimes memories are not either. You know, if someone is no longer with us, you can't make new memories with them. You know, it's pretty tough. So, anyhow, if you guys have questions, please don't hesitate. You know, comment, like, share. I have noticed that we've had more engagement in the group, and I love that. So, thanks. And on the pages and on the group. So, I love that, and thank you so much. And so, that's it. Until next week, I'll see you guys soon. And don't forget to get social, like, subscribe, share. And, you know, thank you so much for watching. Wishing you tons of happiness and love and gratitude and friendship and laughter and just making great memories. I wish you great, great memories. And we'll see you guys on the next video, okay?